Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, girl.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, grrr.
Well, hello, and thanks for coming, America. My name is Seth. What's yours?
Hi, it's Jamal.
Hi, it's Stoney.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another fun week at Thanks for Coming, the most magically gay podcast there ever was. We are, of course, back again to bring you full coverage of everything happening in Ruru Vision.
Yes, Ruru Vision is alive and well. We are an episode closer to the finale, and the heat is definitely on.
Yes, it is. It's like so fun. We have BeastEnders or BeastEnders.
Yeah. Doesn't it kind of like make you want to like turn it and burn it?
Yes.
Yes, up and down the runway. Extra spicy for y'all.
Yeah, you guys can't see this, but Jamal and Stoney have new microphone sneeze guards, and they're Tina Burner colors.
Well, it's definitely like Team Tina over here because we have this Focusrite receiver by Scarlett that we use that every podcaster I feel like has. And then we've got orange and yellow mic covers. So all we're missing is Tina Burner in this bitch.
Yeah, you're just missing a bad haircut, and you're good to go.
Can you say botched?
But that's a story for another day, like tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's catch up with the crowd. How's everybody doing this week?
I am doing fabulous. If you have been following me on my personal Instagram and Twitter, I am officially a licensed real estate broker in the state of Indiana. And yes, it feels so good. No more studying. Lots of time to grow the business and work on the podcast. I'm not leaving my full-time job anytime soon. But, you know, it's nice to have options and to think about the future.
Yes, congratulations, Queen.
Thank you.
That's a big accomplishment.
Congratulations.
Yes. I don't know what...
You're number one.
Oh, hold on. I have to go dance now. Hold on. But yeah, I completed the course, and then there's a state exam and there's a national exam, which is very hard. Some people are lucky enough to pass both on the first try. I passed the state on the first try, and it took me 3 times to pass the national, and that's actually like a pretty average number for people to become licensed.
Yeah, 3rd time's the charm, Queen.
Yes, I'm just so happy to be done. I hate tests, and just praise. Thanks for all the support, of course.
Yes, girl. What about you, Stoney? What's going on in your world, honey?
Oh, not a whole lot, really. You know, just living my life.
Are you playing any new video games or anything? Or are there any games you're looking forward to coming out?
So I'm not really playing anything like too interesting at the moment, but I am looking forward to Resident Evil 8, which is coming out in May, I think. So that'll be a nice, scary game to play.
At night with the lights off?
During the day, preferably like in the morning, so I have plenty of time to just like, you know, not think about it after, like, once it gets dark.
Yeah, that's a good call, girl.
You've been riding your bike a lot too, now that the weather's been nicer.
Yes, so I've been doing that a lot. You know, it's been in the 60s, although the past couple days the wind has been blowing at like 20 miles per hour.
Yeah, fuck
so
that.
That's
Damn.
not fun, like riding into a 20 mile per hour wind tunnel.
You're about to turn into Dorothy Gale and just head on over to fucking the Oz, girl.
Yes.
I know. I'm like, I wish my hair were longer. I could have like a moment like in the wind.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Ooh, whipping my hair.
All the
Ooh, I'm on the
Instagrams.
Mona.
Oh, I'm just over here on the Monon, everyone. Come check me out.
How about
Oh
you,
my
Seth?
gosh.
What's going on in the Northwest?
Well, it has warmed up here a little bit too, where it's like this weird thing where it's like hella cold in the morning, and then in the afternoon it's really warm, and then it gets cold at night again. So it's like you never know how to dress or like live your life.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, I also have purchased a exercise bicycle, which I have used sparingly, but I do enjoy it and hope to use it quite a bit more in the future.
Nice. And yeah, it takes some time to build up a routine. So a little at a time, you'll get there.
Yes, girl. So that's exciting. I also watched a really interesting movie last night for anyone that's interested. We like to share our movies that we're watching. I watched a movie called Au revoir les enfants, and it means goodbye children in English.
Oh, goodbye children. Were they bad?
No, they were not bad. They were Jewish. This is actually a story during World War II, where this is a story about a boarding school in France, and it's for Catholics and like religious people. And there are a couple students there that are Jewish that they are hiding there to protect them from the Holocaust.
Oh, goodness. I bet that was a good watch.
Oh, wow.
Just wild times. Like, you're literally being hidden. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Yeah, it's just a really interesting movie. So if that, is an interesting topic for you, I would recommend it. You can watch it in subtitles if you want. But the acting's really great, especially it's like a lot of small children, and they all are really great at acting. And yeah, it was great.
You should text me the title of that. We definitely encourage on TFC everyone to learn about everyone. You'd be surprised what you end up enjoying when you step out of the box and just learn about different people across the globe.
That's right, Henny. But that's pretty much all my updates. So why don't we go ahead and get into our Honest Tea Spill of the Week?
Honest tea.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our Honest Tea Spill of the Week, where we are back again to get into all the full coverage and all the tea-anyas of everything that happened in this episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 2.
Ooh, lots to get into, honey. I'm sure there's going to be lots of comments and dissemination this episode.
Yeah, I already know where Jamal and I are going to argue, so we'll wait till we get there.
Yeah, there were some differences of opinion this episode, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I learned, I feel like every time on Drag Race UK, I learned something new about a culture I didn't understand. So the whole Panto thing, I had no idea about that until this episode, and now I went down the YouTube rabbit hole, and I can't stop looking at Panto things on YouTube.
Pantomime.
Yes. I asked some people on Twitter, because I'm lazy, but I wanted to get it straight from the horse's mouth, from the Brits,
Okay.
What is this? So we'll get into that, and I'll read you the help that these two podcasts of UK origination. Origin.
Words. We got them.
I feel
we got there.
I feel like maybe if we do Drag Race, which we will, Drag Race UK Season 3, we should have a segment just called Ask a Brit, and we could just ask one question an episode. That would be fun.
Oh, that's fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, I have a whole list of Brits that would like to be on the show, so that could be an option.
Especially,
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think we might try and get one more Brit as a special guest for the finale next week.
Ooh.
I know. I have a whole list of people that I really want to get on the show, so I'm like, we got to get one more in before the season's over.
Yes, honey.
Yes, honey. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. At the top of the show, Ahura has sashayed away.
Bye, Ahura. Definitely wasn't expecting it, but I mean, we are getting down to the nitty gritty, so.
Yeah, I'm sure Ahura's fine. As Tace said, I'm sure she's just back home getting dicked down.
Yeah, with her gaping asshole.
Get it, Ahura.
Yes. So after the elimination, the queens discuss how Ahura must be upset with Ellie. And then, because it was her plan to send Ahura home. And then they ask Lawrence how she's doing, and Lawrence is still upset. So we'll let Jamal and Stoney express their opinions about this.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's not much to say here. You're good or you're not. Ellie was messy. Don't ask. Well, let me say it this way. If you want to ask the queens where they prefer to perform, frame it in a way that's hey, this is my mini challenge win, but I would like to hear your thoughts before I make my final decision. And what Ellie did was they figured out a lineup and then she changed it. So Lawrence is in their feelings, but at the end of the day, it's like, regardless of where you go, you're good or you're not. Like, it's just a T. You're good or you're not. And I would be annoyed too, but eventually we just have to let it go. And for the record, I was annoyed with Ellie as well for like throughout the episode, she tries to make up with Lawrence and keeps bringing it up. Just give Lawrence some space and time and let things be, because just drop it, both of you.
Yeah, I don't know. I basically agree with what Jamal's saying. So it's like, I don't know. I just was like, I just don't like seeing like Lawrence get mad at like her friend. So it's just like, to me, it's like, I get it. Ellie was just trying to do a thing here and try to do a little bit better on the competition. And then I felt like Lawrence's reaction to it was just so over the top. Like, it was just like, calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of like, one thing I will say is that I really do appreciate Ellie's approach about it this season, or I'm sorry, this episode, because she like really owns it. She's like, yeah, like this is, I had this option and I was playing the game. Yeah. And so that was like, that is what should have happened like last episode.
Right.
So,
yes, correct.
Like, that's the energy we were looking for. And then it would maybe not have been so dramatic. Yeah. But this is still, right after the competition. Lawrence is still like in his feelings, luckily didn't get eliminated, but was like, I could be eliminated because of like the order you're putting me in.
Yeah, it was super fresh, like super fresh wound. So we're all humans, listeners. So they're just letting it out and expressing themselves.
Right. Because then in the next day in the workroom, the girls are sort of like making amends. Lawrence is like trying to be like, or they're like, how are you feeling about it, Lawrence? And Lawrence is like, I'm good. And then they kind of like, well, you don't seem good. So they're like trying to bring the drama. Like, Lawrence is trying to be the bigger person and just like, I'm good. Like, maybe she's not good, but she's like not trying to bring it up again.
I hate that. I relate to that so much because just historically in my life, everyone's like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? And you give them like the short answer, not pushing them off, but oh, I'm good, I'm fine, it's okay. And they keep prying. Well, now I'm pissed because I'm trying to be nice and you done got me worked up again.
Right. It's like, just let Lawrence have, like you were saying, let Lawrence have a little time to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
So then RuPaul walks into the workroom, and I have to ask, how do we feel about a full Klein Epstein Parker suit with a sideways beanie?
Okay. Theories. Is RuPaul getting Botox on her head? Because whenever she's wearing like a hat or a wig and then she's not, I'm like, maybe she's having like a quick procedure or something done, or maybe she's just feeling a little frisky and being adventurous. I did not like this hat. Give me like a different orange hat and I might have liked it. Not a beanie.
Yeah, I just didn't really understand what the point of the beanie was. Like, I don't know. Just like I guess I understood like the green wig that she wore earlier, like just to like shade Jenny Lemon.
Yeah.
But
well, and I like most of Rue's suits. So do you think it's maybe like a head accessory thing? Oh, I don't have my glasses on today, so I should have a hat on.
I'm not sure. I feel like maybe Raven had off that day because like, I don't think that Rue had much makeup on either, because like I could see like all of her freckles.
Oh yeah, I clocked those freckles. Maybe, I love a freckle.
Yeah, maybe Raven was like using PTO that day.
Yeah, she was like, sorry, I have to use some sick time, Rue.
She's down at the pub.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think Rue was maybe trying to have a little swag, with the side, kind of cocked to the side beanie sort of situation.
Hey, I get it. Us Scorpios, we like to have fun with our fashions, but we miss the mark too sometimes,
Yeah. So we'll put this in the fashion faux pas folder.
There you go. I like it.
So this week's mini challenge, we are having a right old bitch fest with puppets. Everybody loves puppets.
Yes, this is one of my favorite challenges across franchises. It's always such fun to see how they drag up the dolls and then, of course, the pending shade.
Yes, we love the shade. We love to see it.
Yes, girl. Ellie picks Tace's doll and goes first. What do you think of her performance of Tace?
I have to agree with Bimini a little bit. Like, I didn't dislike the performance, but it did feel like Ellie was rushing. But then if you look at Tace as an individual, their mere existence is like rushing. Like, she's just an up-tempo kind of gal, and she talks very fast and she moves very fast. So I thought it was very Tace.
Yeah, Tace does talk pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think I didn't even realize it until like just now when when Ellie was doing her impression, because I was like, damn, yeah, she just like talks so fast. Like, it's kind of like a New York East Coast thing or something.
Yeah.
Definitely. So then Lawrence picks Ellie's doll. This was quite planned, probably, after the last week's arguments.
Know it. I thought for sure Ellie was going to pull Lawrence, or Lawrence was going to pull Ellie.
I know. I was like, production interference.
Yeah. Call on the play, 10-yard penalty. What did you think of Lawrence's performance of Ellie?
You can't not laugh at Lawrence. I always get a good laugh from Lawrence. I thought it wasn't as shady as I was expecting, but we're still a sisterhood, so I thought it was tasteful shade, and Lawrence said what they had to say in their little stand-up.
Yeah, I think it could have been like way like shadier, I think. So good on Lawrence for not. I think Lawrence, had time to like sleep on it and has moved on, so that's good.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it just seemed more of like a Shade Fest therapy session. Like, I mean, it wasn't bad. It just like, it wasn't anything too great either.
Yeah, kind of just middle of the road.
Yeah. So then Bimini picks Lawrence's doll. What do we think of Bimini's performance of Lawrence?
First of all, that doll was just like covered in pink. How did she even do all of that in 20 minutes? Like, I swear Bimini has like a magic. Girl. Oh, it was a spray paint. I was like, what is going on? Because they only had 20 minutes, but I like that she picked that outfit because we had just seen it, and I was expecting some more shade too. But Bimini is always funny. Like, Bimini is naturally funny. Like, all they have to do is walk in the room and you're getting a good giggle.
Yeah, I don't know. Bimini just has a way of like just being on at all times whenever she's in one of these challenges. So I don't know. And also Lawrence is like easy to like make fun of just because like Lawrence does it to himself all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Lawrence is a good hilarious.
Sport. Lawrence was a really good sport with Bimini, taking all the jokes very well. So it was, nice to see her not get upset or whatever.
Yes.
So then finally we have Tace, who is impersonating Bimini. What did you think of Tace's performance of Bimini?
Oh my gosh, why am I blanking? You go first.
Well, to be honest, I'm also kind of blanking on this. Like,
well, I have I wrote one reaction, so I'll start the conversation.
Okay.
In my opinion, it seemed like Tace didn't really want to do this challenge and was just kind of rushing through it to get it over with.
Now that you say that, there was kind of not a lack of energy, but it was just like going through the motions.
I mean, I think that says something. Both you and I are just like, wait, how did Tace do with Bimini? Because I honestly, like, I remember her doing it. I watched the episode twice.
Valid.
Like,
yes, we did.
She's just like veganism.
Yeah.
It's just like, you can't just yell words. Like, you have to tell jokes, girl.
Yeah, that's it. You have a good point there, Stoney. There must be a reason why we just completely blacked that out.
I did like her joke. Now that we're talking about it, I did like the joke about the MSG, but that's also kind of like the vegan thing.
Yeah, that's sort of it's kind of like the same joke, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So Bimini wins the challenge because she was the only one that was actually funny.
Congrats, queen.
Good job for being the only one funny.
Way to slay, Bimini.
Yes. So for this week's Maxi Challenge, the girls will be starring in the new BBC drama show, BeastEnders.
Beast.
They should have hired Alyssa Edwards to make that a soundbite.
They should have. I don't know why they didn't. Yes, mama. Beast.
Were either of you familiar with the show EastEnders?
I've heard of that name before, but I didn't really know what it was. And then I went down my YouTube spree like I usually do with UK. And yeah, it seems like a really fun, like soap opera, like overly dramatic show.
Yeah, I have to say that I'm not familiar with the show. I have heard of it, and I know that it's a very popular show, but that's about it.
Same here.
I did see when I did my Googling, I saw it's been on since 1985. So the show's old as shit.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Wow, that's the year before I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't even been born yet. Wow, that was so long ago.
Don't lie to us.
Ugh, don't rat me out, Stoney.
So rude.
How dare you? I'm just a little young chick over here.
We're all queens of a certain age.
So Bimini wins the mini challenge, so she gets to assign the roles. And it actually turns out there's not much of a job for her to do because everyone kind of wants a different character.
Talk about the universe coming to alignment. Like, thank goodness, because after the last week, like, we kind of needed an easy role assignment moment for everybody involved.
I kind of did want to see Lawrence and Ellie mud wrestle over a role, but, you know, I'll take this nice calm week.
Fine, I guess it is the top 4, so we should be nice.
Yes, girl. There'll never be a top 4 in the season ever again.
Nope, this is the final time that we'll see a top 4.
Yep. So Tace and Bimini go off to pick out chest plates for her role.
That was cute. They're like, Tace is like, I've never worn titties before.
Yeah, Tace was really feeling it, like walking around, jiggling those titties.
Yeah, I loved how she was just like, it doesn't match my skin tone, but I don't care because it's just funny.
Yeah.
Right.
But then it's like, I kind of like almost wanted it to match her skin tone. Because
Yeah,
it wasn't as funny as I think she thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And when she made the comment like, oh, that's what foundation is for, I thought that there'd be a little more makeup on the chest plate, but I don't know how much that shit costs and if it's easy to clean, so I don't know.
True. So, but then the key moment that we all love to see is Lawrence and Ellie actually making up. You know, Ellie, you know, just wants to make peace with her friend because, you know, and it, you know, we kind of already knew this is why Lawrence was upset, is because they were so close. You know, it's like on one hand, it's like, yeah, like we're friends, like we're really close friends. But on the other hand, this is a competition. So it just like really makes things complicated. You know, it's hard for Lawrence to see Ellie like kind of screwing her over.
Yeah, and I mean, it is, you have to remember, like, it is a competition, but when you build a relationship like that, there's going to be a feeling of betrayal. So at least we as viewers see that Ellie does truly deep down care. I don't think that it was ever Ellie's intention to make Lawrence feel that way. So it's nice to see them come together.
Big time. Then Lawrence puts his elbow up Ellie's butt, so everything's fine.
Everything's good.
Yes, girl. Imagine all that hatred on Twitter for nothing. You could have just like waited a week and see how it turned out.
Seriously, calm down, Toxics. That's your new name, Toxics.
Yeah, and you're not even cool, like associated with the Britney Spears song. Like you're just toxic.
Oh, they're not good enough for those tritones.
No, girl. So then Natalie Cassidy appears remotely to give the girls some soap acting advice. We just love seeing her work from home.
Way to lead by example.
Yeah, I didn't even know who she was, but
Everyone else seemed to.
I caught wind of it because I did my Googles when I'd seen that she was going to be making an appearance on the episode earlier on Twitter that week. So that's why I was familiar.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was a fun little coaching scene, I guess. It was pretty entertaining, and there were some laughs to be had.
It was. Like, I think us, for example, we're kind of like funny on accident. If I were in an improv situation, I feel like it would take me some warming up. So I appreciated all the vocal lessons. Just the warming up, I should say, just because it gets them loose and out of their skin, and she's really giving them good tips for the challenge coming up.
That is true. Very true. Mickey!
Who's Mickey?
Just warming up, sorry. So then the girls go to film their scenes, and Michelle Visage is the director for this BeastEnders show. And I feel like Michelle really deserves a Rue Peter badge because she worked really hard for her money. She worked really hard for her money this season or this episode and getting all the lines out the way they should be.
Oh, for sure. And as much shit as we give Michelle Visage playfully and maybe shadily on this show, you can tell she cares about how the queens are doing and how they're going to be after the show. So having a resource like Michelle Visage on a challenge like this is it's gold. So yeah, kudos to Michelle.
Yeah, she's just making her directorial debut.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. She could tell Lawrence was really like struggling and like really helped Lawrence to come out of her shell and just be the funny person that we all know she is.
Yeah, and that's what good directors do. You remind your team and cast, what they're there for, keep them comfortable, and lift them up.
Definitely. Wow, we made it through that without arguing. I was for sure that we were going to have differing opinions on Lawrence and the acting.
I mean, we'll get to that later.
Okay. TBD, y'all.
We haven't gotten to judging yet. But no, I haven't forgot about anything that's happened during that struggle moment.
Oh, geez, Louise.
It's
y'all
not over
y'all
yet,
for
bitch.
Hey, T is T. Truth hurts.
Oh, God, I'm scared. So after the filming, the girls have received letters in the post, and they all take turns reading emotional letters from their mom.
This was a cute moment. I like that there were pictures included. We got to see the queens with their loved ones and just to learn a little more about them. I thought it was adorable seeing them all get emotional and miss their people, especially during COVID. It's already enough to try to film and go through all of that during a global pandemic, and you're still missing your loved ones and probably haven't seen them.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. Like, and I loved how they like read the letters to each other. Like, that was really cool. And I also loved the envelopes because they were just like oversized and obnoxious.
I wish all mail came like that. It would make me feel like I'm in an episode of like Blue's Clues or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. I did like that, and it was really cute to see them all, get a little emotional, and it's like kind of recharging recentering your chi. So then like they were all ready to go out there and fight.
Yes, I wanted to give them all hugs.
Yes, girl. So after all the crying is over, they say, it's time to get pretty. And I think it's really funny. I don't know if you noticed, but Ellie kind of goes over to Taze and just like rubs her thumbs over her freshly glued down eyebrows and messes up her eyebrows.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
I missed that.
It's a really, like, subtle moment, but Ellie just goes and, like, rubs. Like, I think Tace is like, oh, we're going to have, like, this sweet moment, but she's just, like, runs her thumbs over her eyebrows. And Tace was like, you bitch.
Ellie is like that annoying little sibling you have. It's just like, go away.
Yeah, I don't know. I loved that little moment, so I was like, we got to talk about it.
It's cute. You can tell the queens really care about each other.
Yes, girl. All right, let's talk about some BeastEnders. What did you think of this scene, or I guess this show of multiple scenes?
I thought it was pretty funny. Bimini, again, is just a natural talent. Like, I don't think there's anything in this realm Bimini can't do, and I think that's just because they go for it. And they just really put themselves into the moment. And like Rue and Michelle is always talking about, just let yourself go and be fun and be in it. And that's what they did. I thought that Ellie, I almost called her Emily. Emily.
Bag coat.
Coffee, staring hot. I thought Ellie did a good job as the old woman. I liked her makeup. I loved her phone coming out of the purse and landline in that phone.
That was like the pre-cell phone. You could just take your phone anywhere.
Yes. And despite Lawrence's struggles, they were funny in the scene. But again, they're a natural talent. Once they have it, they have it. No matter how hard it took them to get there, at least they got it. That happens sometimes. And I totally missed the Karen note. Like, that just went right over my head about Tace's character, because I thought Tace did a good job. Her and Bimini had the lines. They went like no problems, and I thought she was bringing good energy, but I totally spaced that she's supposed to be acting like a Karen.
Yeah, well, because she says, I'd like to speak to your manager.
Yeah, that was like her first line, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's like, that is one thing with Taste. It was like, I feel like she should have leaned into that more, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine. I thought Bimini was really awesome too. Like, and I think Graham was the one that made the comment about like her like scrubbing the floors or whatever. It's just like the way that she just like overemphasizes everything. Like it makes it so great. So
Yeah. I don't think anyone was really bad.
No.
But there were like some that were better, like Bimini. I think Ellie could have done a little bit more. Like she wasn't bad, but it could have been a bit more like extra because this is Drag Race.
Yeah,
she was
just push
like
it.
She was acting like as if it was like a serious scene or like a serious acting role, but it should have been a little bit more funny and over the top and campy.
Yeah, and we definitely got that in the Smash scenes with Mickey.
Yeah, that was like her high moment for sure.
I did laugh though, like whenever she was answering the phone and she pulls the phone out of her purse like it's a landline and then puts it back in. I was just like, what the fuck?
Like it was nothing. I'm going to do that in public and see what reactions I get.
There you go. Yeah, and I thought Taste did really well too. I thought that, Taste was played it, really was going for it and really extra and was being there and present. And yeah, like you said, Lawrence is always so funny. So I was wondering if you all noticed all the season 1 references in this show.
Yes. So I noticed Scaredy Tap was on the tap or whatever. There was Much Better said at least
Much
once.
Bitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Much Bitter beer.
Oh, see, I was saying like whenever
Taste said
Much Better.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Much wetter.
Yeah, it was much wetter,
yeah.
but I caught that part. I totally missed all the other Easter eggs.
What were the other ones? I know there was more, but I forget now.
Yeah, so there were more. I paused because I saw the Scaredy Tap one, and I was like, let's see what other references are on this little menu. So some other drinks or that you can order is besides the ones we've mentioned are you can get a wine, you can get the Divino de Campo, and under the cocktails you can get something strong.
Oh, I want that one.
Oh, yes.
Something strong, yes.
Yes, and don't forget, when you need a snack after, at the end of the night, you're all wasted, you can grab a bag of fishy chips.
Oh, I saw that one, yeah.
Yeah, and also my favorite drink, we have the penis colada. I did want to order a penis colada.
I'm sure a lot of girls want to order the penis colada these days.
Yes. Another fun Drag Race reference is when Lawrence is holding Mickey's head and it says, I haven't had any complaints. It's like, how's your head? And then also the other fun reference from Taste is becoming a total drag.
Oh, yes. Vinegar strokes.
Vinegar strokes. So we had a lot of fun, like season 1 specific and then just Drag Race in general references in BeastEnders.
I don't think it was a bad performance. We always tend to kind of rate the musicals and the acting challenges, and I don't think this was a bad one. Probably somewhere in the middle, but you've got a strong cast overall. So like Seth said, there was no bad performances.
Yeah, it was definitely... It was a good flow with all of them, really.
Right. And like I said, I haven't watched EastEnders, so I don't have anything to compare it to the original show. But the scenes that I did see were really great and really fun to watch and really entertaining. So no complaints. Let's go ahead now and take a quick little break, and then we will come back and discuss the runway. BRB.
Beast.
Support for Thanks for Coming, a RuPaul's Drag Race podcast, is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming and hygiene. Manscaped is taking over the world and is now available in all of Europe, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all of your below-the-waist grooming needs.
Woohoo! Yes, Manscaped.
Offer code TFCPod, of course.
A promo code that will actually work if you go to the website and use it.
It's a first.
Yeah, this time we're being serious.
Well, I definitely appreciate Manscaped reaching out because I have, tried various trimmers over the years, and I can get it down to how I like my bits and things to be for my personal taste, but I was always so scared to get too close. And the trimmer comes with a guard that's really easy to use, and that helped me tremendously. Very, very nice product, the Lawnmower 3.0.
Yes, and it really is so cool because it comes with like this really cool stand that you can, put on next to your vanity, and it doesn't take up much space at all. It keeps the trimmer charged. It uses USB, so if you need to travel or something, like you can use it with pretty much anything. And another bonus, it has waterproof technology. So if you're like me, I love to shave in the shower. So this is perfect. So now I can start trimming my other areas with this.
Ooh, it's even got a little flashlight on it for those of you who like to take showers in the dark or with candlelight, so you can see exactly what you need to do down there.
Yes, girl. This battery will last up to 90 minutes. The Lawnmower 3 has been upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor. And I am one of those people that do like to use it in the dark. I do my best work and most creative when I'm in the shower. So I am, of course, super excited to use it in there. Last time I used it, I actually carved RuPaul's name into my pubes. It's so accurate.
Nice.
Yes. You're welcome, Ru.
Congratulations on that one. That's skills. Well, in addition to the lawnmower, listeners, there are all kinds of products on manscaped.com. We also receive some ball toner, which is fabulous if you need a little pick-me-up throughout the day. Those of you who love to walk around naked, this is perfect. Spray a few pumps, let it air dry before you put back on those underwear, and you're good to go. The ball deodorant is fabulous as well.
So if you're listening to me speak right now, I want you to experience it firsthand for yourself. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code TFCPOD at manscaped.com. This product is, of course, for all men, so even if you have a vagina, then you are still able to use this. This is Manscaped for all men.
Yes, for all men.
Yes, get 20% off and free shipping with the code TFCPOD at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. And use offer code TFCPOD. Your balls and vaginas will thank you. Hello and welcome back to our Honest Tea Spill of the Week. We are, of course, back again, ready to recap the looks that we saw in this week's runway. The category is Panto Dames.
Panto Dames. I'm so glad that we did our Googles actually while the show was airing, because being American, of course, I had no reference of this, and not having any UK friends until recently, I just had no idea.
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of crazy because I feel like the US, this is probably why the US is so homophobic, is because we have no reference to people in drag or anything like that. And it's just funny to me researching about the Panto Dames is that this is something that is pretty popular in the UK, from my research anyway. So it just it's funny to me, here in America we have so many issues where it's no, the drag queens can't read to kids in the library, and here in the UK they're having full-on shows,
interactive shows with people fully in drag and telling a story, just no problem.
Definitely. So I said I do have a couple podcasts to shout out for helping me, helping to explain to me what pantomimes are. And so first, I'd like to give a shout out to Plot. What Plot podcast?
Hello.
And they kind of read smutty fan fiction and stuff like that, and kind of discuss what's going on. It's really funny, but also really dirty.
I like dirty.
Yeah, it was. I didn't fully understand what I was getting myself into when I listened to them the first time, and boy, was it a ride.
Relatable. Same. Good show, though. Yes. Everybody go check them out.
Check them out. You can find them on Twitter at PWhatP. So they let us in on the tea. UK drag history is a little different to the US, and part of it is pantomimes, in which there is a pantomime dame, usually the mother of whomever the character is, and it's traditionally played by a man dressed as a woman. They have a very distinct style. Pantomimes are traditionally on at Christmas and are a play like Cinderella or Jack and the Beanstalk, and have a lot of audience engagement with people saying like, oh no, he didn't. Oh yes, he did.
That's perfect. I can shout those phrases just any time of the day.
Yes. And then I asked because we saw two of the queens, they lifted up their skirts and they had "It's Behind You" or some variation of that on their butts. And so I was like, what's that all about? And so then another podcast let us know, and this is Tales from the Animal Kingdom. So this is a UK show, and they kind of just talk about, it's like kind of whatever they want, really. It's just kind of like the silly things that you see on the internet, and very cool. I haven't not listened to them yet, but I am going to now since they were so kind to help us out.
Yeah, thank you, and hello.
Yes, and they said about this reference, it's a reference to British pantomimes, which are family-friendly plays, where there would normally be a drag character with something creeping up behind them, and the audience would yell, "It's behind you." And then the thing would hide, and the drag person would say, "Oh, no, there isn't," and so forth.
I really like that. I've always enjoyed live shows. I like any kind of live show, but just doing the research like Stoney said and seeing how interactive it is, I really like that piece.
Yes, girl. So now that we know the history behind pantomimes, let's go ahead and discuss the looks, starting off with Lawrence Chaney.
I thought this was very cute. Like, this was very Lawrence Chaney. I noticed in a lot of the panto pictures I found, there's like full gown moments, but I kind of liked the take Lawrence had on it with the whole sewing theme and, oh, this is the smallest my waist has ever been. I'm going to use that trick.
Yeah. I noticed too, like, it seemed like a lot of the pantos had like a lot of like big like headpieces, and I did like with Lawrence like the sewing machine on top and how the hair was going through it.
Yes,
so I thought that was really cool. But overall, I thought it was nice with like the tape measure like around her waist and kind of like a sewing theme. So that was cool.
I love the color combination too. Styled very well.
Yeah, this was a great outfit from Lawrence. It's definitely more like quintessential Lawrence. So, and it's been one of the stronger runway looks that Lawrence has worn down the runway in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, agreed.
So this was very welcomed. And I at first, when I watched it the first time, I did not hear the category. And so I was like, what is the category? And I was like, is this Fascinating Fascinators all over again?
I thought they were like, not to like make it America, but I was like, is this Alice in Wonderland? Am I missing something here?
That's what I was, yeah, because I also missed the category and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what is this?
Yeah, it was confusing.
This is what live tweeting gets you. You miss the important details.
That's right. All right, next up we have Taste in what I am to understand as an untraditional pantomime look.
Yeah, I was a little peeved with the judging because the judges were, first of all, RuPaul didn't seem to know what panto was. So in Taste's defense is like, well, what if it's like a fairy dame? Because like Seth talked about, they talk about all kind of stories. I saw like a Peter Pan panto and they were definitely fairies. But of course, the fairy's not the panto dame. So maybe that's why they didn't like it. But the only thing I would say about Taste is she looked gorgeous, but this is kind of bordering on similar things she's done in the past. And those poor wings just needed a little more attention just to kind of serve the moment and help her defend herself a little stronger.
Yeah, I thought the wings, because like as she was like walking back toward at the end of the runway, you could tell like the wings were about to fall off, which was not good. And then my other thing is just with Rue, it's like, I don't know, it's almost just like, why? I feel like if Rue's going to be like the main judge, like I feel like you should do like a little bit more like research if you're going to make this the category.
Yes.
Like,
right. She should have like been briefed before the runway happened.
Because I feel like Michelle, like maybe they should flip roles for the UK, because it's like Michelle's over here like trying to explain to Rue what everything is.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But I do agree that the outfit that Taste was wearing was great. Was it pantomime? I'm not sure.
Yeah, same.
Because it kind of read like Las Vegas to me with like the showgirl sort of like plumes coming off.
Yeah, which were gorgeous, but I wasn't sure how those fit either.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it doesn't fit. Like, I guess what Ruth said is somewhat right, just from this limited research I have done. It doesn't look like a traditional, but that may just be like what I'm researching, right? Like maybe Rue did the same 5-minute search that I did.
Well, what I will say is all of the Panto dames that we've seen, and of course UK listeners point these things out to us if we're missing them. I haven't seen any of the Panto dames in like a fairy type of costume. And again, this is the Queen's interpretation, because of course Taste is from the UK as well, so it's their interpretation to the challenge. But I've seen most of the online pictures with full gowns, big headpieces, just full dragged out moment.
Right. And again, in this outfit, Taste looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just want to make sure people understand.
We're breaking down.
We're more concerned with the category.
Yes, exactly. We're breaking down the category.
Yes, girl. All right, let's move on to Bimini Bon Boulash. This is wild.
Baby doll babes. I love this. It's just a giant, overly loofed out baby doll dress. I love the hair and makeup. She just looked like a little doll. And there's definitely Bag of Chips vibes with that strut down the walkway. the runway.
Well, she even did that little bag of pose when she got to the end with the hands on the hips and the mouth.
Yeah. No, I really liked it. I loved the performance part of it. It was like masculine baby realness. Walking down the runway.
Well, I was getting sort of like spoiled brat vibes, like a spoiled little girl or something.
This one's definitely throwing her teddy bear down on the floor if she doesn't get the fruit roll up.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, she also has the "It's Behind You" reference on her.
Mm-hmm.
Is kind of like a sister moment there. It's like, oh, who's copying who?
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I don't think it's that, to be honest. I think it's just, clearly it's the reference from pantomime. So in this case, I don't think it was really copying. It just didn't have quite the same effect because we'd already seen that on Lawrence.
Right.
But that's not to say anything bad from Bimini. Bimini, again, looked great.
Absolutely.
Then we have Ellie Diamond giving us Royal Pantomime.
Oh my gosh, Ellie is just such a tall glass of water. So I got Panto from this just from what I saw online, but I can see how she could have pushed it a little more. But I thought it was a fun look.
Yeah, I liked this look. I thought with Ellie, it's always her makeup is so just good that it just looks really good. I don't really know what else to say about it, really.
Yeah, I'm getting sort of Queen of Hearts vibes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. This, I don't know if she was trying to do something different or what the deal was, but this category seems perfect for Ellie colors and things like that.
Yes.
So it was just a bit strange to me that she chose to go with this sort of royal outfit.
You're absolutely right. This would be the moment for Ellie to just play with all of the colors in the crayon box and make it extra big.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, and again, in this outfit, Ellie looked beautiful, so I don't want anyone to get it twisted. We're not saying Ellie did a bad job, but I guess we're sort of seeing where the judges are saying that she could have pushed it a little bit more.
Yeah, now that we've, of course, have done a little research and see what they're talking about, and it is the final group of girls. It's getting much harder to critique anyone.
Yeah, it definitely is. Then, so I guess that's all of the runway looks. It's so weird to only talk about 4 girls.
It really, yeah. It's getting down to the wire here.
Yeah, they started, UK started 2 weeks after season 13, and we're already at the finale.
Right, yeah. And we have to talk about, too, I forgot to mention that we had a special guest judge, and actually this was hyped up to be the biggest special guest in all of RuPaul's Drag Race, and it turned out to be some trash I found in the dumpster behind a Macy's.
Welcome.
Just some mannequin they didn't need anymore.
Michelle and Rue probably got them ready themselves.
Yeah. I mean, they fully dragged that mannequin up, girl. With the build-up, I saw a lot of people online being like, oh my God, it's going to be Elton John. It's going to be a Spice Girl. It's going to be all these fucking big hype people. And then it's just this fucking doll.
Womp womp.
It's like some little Annabelle doll over there.
Ah, Annabelle.
Watch out, girl. So then we move into Untucked while the judges deliberate. Ellie is blaming Lawrence for her missed lines. I'm curious. I feel like Jamal might have some things to say about this.
Well, no, you can't say that you messed up because of somebody else. I would more go back to the judging and say that Lawrence kind of got like a pass, because if it were any other queen struggling that much, especially coming from Michelle Visage, they would have been lip syncing for their life. All the queens did a decent job, but had Taste done that badly, they would have just put her in the bottom. No discussion. But because it's Lawrence, and maybe their look saved them, but like I said, if it were any other queen, they would have had it way more harsher. Ellie, you can't say that Lawrence messed you up. You're good or you're not. You know your lines or you don't. You know your cues or you don't. The show goes on. Even when people miss their lines, guess what? The supporting actors and actresses, they stay their lines, or they like kind of nudge you like, hey, you forgot something, or it's not finished. So that was kind of out of pocket for Ellie to say. And Lawrence is still just like in their feelings. They just made up. So I'm sure in that moment it felt like, hey, bitch, I thought we were good. Now you're blaming your shit on me.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like we're kind of ripping the Band-Aid off like a little too quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that's like it was too much of a stretch to be like, oh, well, I fucked up because you kept doing it. Like, okay, Ellie.
No, like, let's take credit for our own actions. Lawrence did take credit for her own part in that,
Yep.
But in the end, where I feel a little bit differently than Jamal is because I understand that Lawrence was struggling a lot during the filming, but I also feel like that's normal when you're filming a sitcom. So to hold the queen's pressure to like getting it right the first time is a little bit unrealistic, because that's not how it's not how it happens with real actors either.
Right.
So to me, the final product was really great for everyone, and Lawrence somehow, I don't know what Michelle did, but she pulled that performance out of Lawrence, and it was there. So I really don't think we can, I don't know, in this circumstance, I really don't think we can hold Lawrence responsible for all the messed up lines and stuff like that.
I don't disagree completely. I don't. But like I said, if it were any other queen, and this is how many seasons of Drag Race have we watched? And we've
seen it before.
We've seen it so many times before on Drag Race, so that's why I make the comments that I do today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand. That's why I understand the comments Jamal's making too.
Yeah. In showbiz, Seth is actually right. Editing works magic.
That's how we sound so good.
Right?
I completely understand how the final product, Lawrence, was good. So, but yeah, like to your point about the editing and what the judges kind of want to get out of the season, that kind of annoys me, because we're seeing that right now on season 13 with Denali being eliminated, how they basically were just like, we don't really see a spot for you.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry, girl. But
we haven't even gotten to that podcast yet.
They should have watched by now.
But it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they kind of shoehorn queens into certain spots. Like, so if they wanted Lawrence to go, they could have like made her go this episode.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I figured out, like, I feel like I finally figured out the strategy, because I know, like, we've all been kind of saying on UK and in US, these seasons that are airing, the judging has been a little bit out of pocket and it's a little bit confusing. I think I figured it out. So basically what it seems like is that they'll give the runway critiques, and then that's usually a pretty straightforward, there's not too much rigor mortis or whatever in here.
Yeah.
But then the girls go backstage, and then they start giving critiques that support the plot that they want to happen. So if it like, if we think Lawrence did bad, but they're like, oh, Lawrence was doing great. We had to, get her out of her head, but she pulled it off in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So like stuff like that. And
I see what you're saying.
kind of tell the story that they want to be told when it's just the judges.
That is true. They kind of narrate what's about to go down.
Right. So that's kind of what we're seeing here. A little bit more prevalent.
Okay.
I can see it.
Yeah. Hopefully I explained that well, listeners. Let me know if you need me to explain more. But yes, so then we move on back on the on the runway. Bimini does win the challenge this week, and I feel like that is very fair because she did great in all aspects of this episode.
Yes, Bimini is on her come up. We said it early on, like Bimini's probably going to be one of those queens that does well towards the very end, and that has not been proven false yet. Now they've got 4 badges.
I know. And like the crazy thing with Bimini is that she like really like I feel like elevated her drag like after the lockdown. I feel like I would love to hear her explain what she changed up after the lockdown, because I feel like she had to have like made some changes afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, she was doing those handstands on the chairs. I think all that blood just rushed to her brain and she got a lot of inspiration.
Like a creative explosion.
Is that where like the
Yeah.
bacteria idea came from? And
Yeah.
She did
Okay.
not
I
come
think-
to play. You're right.
No, if you guys need a little bit, if you're having a writer's block or if you need a little bit of a burst in your creativity, just do a handstand on a stool or something, and you'll be
stool
fine.
and fucking 12-inch pumps. Like, okay.
Yeah, problem solved. So then we get to the lip sync, which is between Tace and Ellie. Lawrence was safe, and I like this lip sync actually. Like, I didn't know who Steps was, or I've never heard of this song, and at first I was like, man, this song is like so like campy and like show tuney, but then it kind of makes sense with the pantomime theme. So I was like, as the song went on, I got into it a lot more.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this too. I just enjoy Tace. I think Tace is just one of those performers that I really want to see live and that I will always love seeing perform live. And Ellie brought her A game too. My eyes were shooting between the both of them for sure.
Yeah, they were both really strong. So I was like, how are they going to decide who goes and who stays?
yeah, sorry, I thought Ellie like I love Taste too, but like I thought Ellie like really brought it this lip sync. Like it was kind of
Well, it's her first time lip syncing, right?
Yeah, I guess we haven't
This is
seen
the first
her.
time we've seen her.
Yeah, but we've seen her like dance or like the UK Hun, which that group was just kind of like I don't know, questionable. So it was like hard for her to like stand out, I guess. But
Yeah, that's very true. So in the end of this lip sync, Taste gets to stay. So that means that Ellie also gets to stay.
What?
Top 4, baby. Second week in a row.
Surprise. Congratulations, queens.
congratulations.
You're both number 1 somehow.
Well, they earned their spot.
Yeah, I think it was fair, though, because they both had a good lip sync. No one really did horrible this episode in any aspect of it. So it's like they both did well. Like, let's just make a top 4. And this is the first top 4 in UK history. So
Yeah, it's definitely was warranted this time. Like this is a save we can all get behind.
definitely. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the Fantasy League. So, Stoney, why don't you update us?
All right, so I, of course, reminder, don't have anyone left on the show, so I get 0 points. So
Yes.
I am in last place with 190 points.
Holding strong, girl.
And then Seth is in second with 300.
Oh my God, no.
305
What happened?
Uh-oh.
How is this possible?
But you're not far from first because Jamal is only 10 points ahead with 315 points.
Oh my gosh, this is closer than I anticipated.
Yeah. So when Lawrence wins next week, I'll win the Fantasy League.
I don't know. Bimini's coming up hot for y'all and those edges.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
one of the categories I have is Queen makes top 3. So I'm not giving the points out yet because I want to see like how they're going to do the top 4. Like is like Ellie Diamond going to get like Roxy'd out and where it's like you can just like go while we finish the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so if that happens, because I want to like, because it could come down to the wire basically between you two.
That's true. That's a good idea because, you know, we each have 2 queens in the top 2, right?
Yes, because Jamal has Bimini and you have Lawrence.
Right. Yeah. So we each have like a pretty. If you were to give like points for being in the top 3 to all 4, then it's just like evens out.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes next week, you all. I would be happy to share my crown with Jamal if that's what it comes to. We'll see how the points play out.
Oh my god!
Next week,
double crowning.
Yes, we'll call it 2 Monets.
Yes.
Blocked.
I'm trying to think of some shady remark here, but it's just nothing's coming to mind that doesn't, seem too negative about Trinity. So we'll just let that one pass.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you all. Thanks for listening yet again to another fun week at Thanks for Coming, the Most Magically Gay podcast. Don't forget that we do have a fun sponsor this week again, which is manscaped.com, where you can save 20% and you can also get free shipping on your order. So they have t-shirts, underwear, probably seen Jamal wearing their t-shirt. They have great ball toner, which is my most fun item to play with. They have great glow-in-the-dark technologies. This Lawnmower 3.0 is great. So
yes.
Definitely pick one up. Pick one up for your dad, your brother. I don't know. Maybe your brother is just learning how to shave and they need some new tools. Who knows?
That's right.
Just get them on manscaped.com.
That's right. And head over to our Instagram, of course, at TFC Pod, and you'll see some more fun clips and information about Manscaped outside of our ad.
Absolutely. We will be back tomorrow with a brand new recap all about season 13. There's a pretty steady flow of queens going home, so we're real excited to talk to you about it.
That's right. Maybe we'll get like a top 6 for the finale or something.
Ooh.
Probably. Fingers crossed. I hope so.
Triple crowning?
Everyone's getting a participation ribbon, girl.
Oh.
Except Elliot.
Oh, yeah. Not her.
No.
Well, she's getting a triple crowning, just not in the way that would.
She's in the Guinness Book of World Records from being eliminated from RuPaul's Drag Race the most in one season.
For real. 4 times.
Jesus. That was like 3 times too many.
Ouch.
But yeah, we hope you had a fun week and we'll talk to you tomorrow. But until then, bye.
Bye.
Dragulation.
Number one.